What is up, you horror nerds? It is me, your host once again, Jeremiah Duncan. Welcome back to the channel. Today's review is a great film. A lot of people haven't heard of it from the 80s, but man, it packs a punch. They did a remake later on. I don't think it did as good as the original personally, but if you haven't seen this movie, you definitely need to check it out. I'm talking about the 1980 release of Maniac. Just look at that freaking cover. Awesome. It's not rated. Runs for an hour, 27 minutes. 7.5 out of 10. You need it in your life. Maniac is a great. I warned you about not going out tonight. If you haven't heard of this film, let's get you connected because it's worth it. Frank Zito, a career performance by co-writer, co-executive producer Joe Spinell of Rocky and The Godfather fame, is a deeply disturbed man. Haunted by the traumas of unspeakable childhood abuse. And when these horrific memories begin to scream inside of his mind, Frank prowls the seedy streets of New York City to stalk and slaughter innocent young women. Now, Frank has begun a relationship with a beautiful photographer, played by Caroline Munro, of The Spy Who Loved Me. Yet while his vile compulsions remain, so these are all the atrocities of a human monster. This is the story of a maniac. Experienced maniac like you've never seen before or heard it before. Directed by William Lustig of Maniac Cop, Vigilante. And featuring landmark gore effects by Tom Savini. Dawn of the Dead, of course, Friday the 13th. This notorious classic was censored all over the world for its graphic violence and remains banned in England and Germany to this day. But Maniac is more than just one of the most relentless, depraved films of our time. It is quite possibly one of the most disturbing horror movies ever made. So, fantastic film. Again, you just heard some power names through there. I love this movie. The great special effects, and obviously you know why. Savini's involved, and he just does great. Not to mention, like I said, director William Lustig, he was actually made an appearance in Army of Darkness, which is pretty cool. And it does feature Joe Spinell, rest in power, my friend, who's in Taxi Driver, Rocky, Godfather Part 2. He co-wrote this, which is pretty cool. I was reading about how this was filmed live in New York City. There were sometimes they wouldn't even get permits to do the films. There's spots where they would shoot out shotguns out of blow up glass and stuff like that. They didn't have these permits, so they'd have one take, boom, they do it, and then they would just run before the cops get called, which I love, just this vigilante camera filming style, because it's just, I think it adds to the intensity because they're like, we got to get this done, and you can kind of feel the energy on film, which I love it. The exploding head scene, of course, there's a head on here that just blows up. That same head is the one that Savini used in Dawn of the Dead, which is pretty cool. I think after this film, they retired it and decided we're not going to use it anymore, but it's just cool how all these films connect. It's like a spider web. It's like 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's just crazy when you get into horror movies how it's just a snowball effect, and I love that. Maniac, 1980. Great film. 7.5 out of 10. You got to check it out. If you've seen it, comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like, subscribe. Hit the death bell for notifications. What's your favorite Savini film? I'd love to hear yours. Probably the original Dawn of the Dead for me, but that's where I'm at. Stick around. I got more coming to you.